Okay, I think we're live, but I'm just gonna give it 1 second. Let me just check on YouTube if we are live. Okay, there's a little bit of a lag, but I think I think we're good to go. Welcome everybody. I think people are joining in slowly. I have with me someone who's very interesting and very inspiring, and we're going to have quick chat with him about his life, about disease, about getting out of disease, about his six-pack abs, about all the boat poses that he loves to do, about his family and whatever else that he wants to share with us, his food and what he eats and how much he exercises and all of that. Um, and then maybe once we are done, he'll take a few questions. This is me interviewing someone who randomly sent me an email, I think a couple of years ago, and I found that email really hilarious. Introducing to all of you Prashanth Menon. Prashanth, if you can come say hi to everybody.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Nobody's ever said such nice things about me, so thank you very much. It's good to finally talk to you.
Yeah, I know we've been chatting for a very long time. Prashant leaves the funniest comments on YouTube on my channel, and most of the time I'm just laughing at it and not responding. He's one of my motivators to keep adding boat poses to all the workouts because he loves them so much with a vengeance.
Okay, you're hosting me on this. I'll keep my mouth shut. Okay. Anyway, Rashmi.
So Prashant, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Okay. So my name is Prashanth Menon. I'm almost 44 years old. I turned 44 in June. Um, I'm based in Doha, Qatar. This is my home. I lived here all my life. Married, two kids, older boy Tejas, who's 7 now, and Vaidehi, who's almost 4 years old. Vaidehi, again, very special connection with Rashmi. Again, both of you are 20th July born. So I'm assuming what the connection is. So anyway, there you go. So,
Okay.
yes.
So I remember when you sent me that email, I think it was a couple of years ago, when you told
Yes,
me
yes.
that you had diabetes and I don't know what other things that you were detected with. So what was your life like before you started taking your health seriously?
Okay, so we have a history of lifestyle disease in the family. My dad is somebody who feels upset when his blood sugar goes below 300. Yeah. No, seriously, he feels bad. Oh, it's only 299. So we have a history of diabetes in the family. I was accidentally detected. I was changing jobs into an oil and gas company where they run a full medical check on you. Um, they spend one day doing a medical check, and the next day a senior doctor comes up to me and I'm 29, by the way. I've just got married for a year. All my parameters were off, be it my blood sugar, be it my blood cholesterol, my BP was off. I had an erratic ECG, and God knows what. Okay, sadly I didn't get the job, but what the good that came out of it was I knew where I stood. So yeah, I didn't take it seriously. I must admit, life was still good. I could eat what I want. I slept all day, or maybe not sleep at all. Um, Nothing came out of it. I was living life as is. I was getting into diets, getting out of diets, trying the exercises. It failed. And I guess overall, I was like everybody else. I was just a stupid 30-year-old who didn't take his life seriously. No, that's what it was.
So then what was that light bulb moment for you? What happened?
Yeah, that was quite a shocker, as a matter of fact. So I still get very emotional about it because I've been in this company for 20 years, and I've had a colleague who works with me. He's 57 now, and he's somebody who I work with. At least, I spend time with him at least 6 hours a day. He's a gentleman called Suresh. in his 30s, he had all the symptoms I did. His blood sugar got worse. He moved on to insulin. And 15th Jan 2020, he suffered a cardiac arrest. He had he had a proper cardiac arrest on the way to the hospital. Fortunately, he was in an ambulance. The reason why he came back upon, and he had another one 2 days later. That kind of threw me into shock, I must say. I went home. I think my kids were what? The older one was 4, 5 years, and the daughter was about a year and a half. I'm like, no way, man. Technically, I have 15 years, and no way. I don't want to do this. I mean, I've mentioned this before. Sridevi and I were married for 7 years before we had kids. And our life was good now, but the kids came along. I was like, no way. I need to change. That's the thing. 15 Jan is when Suresh had a heart attack. 17 Jan, I said, screw this. I'm going to get my life back in order. So that's what it was.
Nice. Okay, so did you ever work out before all of this? And I think you said that you tried a few exercises and then I think you didn't continue with it. So what was your workout routine like when you started? When you said, okay, now I need to do this, I need to take this up seriously. So what did you start with? How did you decide to get serious?
It was pretty tough for me because I've been on this journey since 2014. I'm not joking. I would have spent, if I were to talk about Indian rupees, in terms of equipment, in terms of programs, I would have spent about 4 lakh rupees. I was someone, I'm not joking. I
On what?
imported, you'll not believe, I have bought football bench press bars from the UK because I thought it was different. I would start a program. I would be all motivated to get going. I would get onto YouTube, see the next best thing, leave this aside. Oh no, you know what? This program's rubbish. Let me get on to the next one. I would buy equipment. And let me tell you, it did work. In between 2014 to 2020, at least on 3 instances, I dropped about 22 kgs. So I realized that I didn't have a weight loss problem. It's just that after I would lose weight, I would hit a plateau, and a year back, it would come back to me and more. So let's say about 2014, I was in, let's say 85, 86. 2020, when I decided to change, I was 103.
Wow.
Yeah. So all these exercises that I'm doing was mainly steady state cardio and starving myself, quite simply. And that's the reason why I advocate that cardio and cutting calories are not the way forward. At least it's not sustainable. So what I did is, when I decided to change in 2020, when I first started out, I said, oh, okay, I have a lot of programs. Thank you very much. And I found out that you had 2 camps. So let us say you had the resistance camp, and then you had what I call the movement camp. So in the resistance hand, you had something like, the traditional bodybuilding, powerlifting, strongman. You had calisthenics, body weight, down to resistance band.
Yeah.
And then you had the movement-based exercises, if I may call it. Let's say you got yoga, you got Pilates, mobility, you got parkour, free running, jumping, swimming. So I kind of classified it into 2. So it was just, what do I pick? I made a conscious decision that I wouldn't gravitate to weight-based training, quite simply because if I can't do an ass to grass body weight squat, I could barely squat to parallel. My knees would kind of explode. So I decided if I can't squat to parallel, I have no right loading myself at plates. So I said, okay, let's do the movement-based training. Okay, so yoga, Pilates, mobility, animal flow, primal movements. There is somebody in Mumbai who runs a YouTube channel who has a mixture of these. You may know her. If you want, I'll introduce you to this girl. I mean, she's pretty good, huh? I said, okay, so Yogalates it is. Let's give this a shot. Let's commit to it. I said, 100%, let's commit to this program and see what happens. And that's what I saw. For first 4 months, it was only YWR. Okay, let's see how that happens. The Surya Namaskars hurt, my ankles hurt, my back hurts. You're a lot nicer than thank you, a lot less sport poses. If I had known, I would have waited for 15 years and taken that heart attack. But anyway, um, but yeah, in 4 months, that's all I did. And yes, and the only other thing that I introduced from then on is jump rope, weighted jump ropes. And that's what my routine in the beginning. And the results showed. In 6 months' time, I lost weight gradually, not fast. I'm shedding about 4 to 5 kgs a month, which is okay. And that's all I did, nothing more.
Okay. I think I was just starting out at that time, so I was very kind and I was trying to be, very sweet on camera and everything. But now it's my true personality has come
People
out.
change, people change. I know how it is, but then, yeah, okay.
Okay, so I want to know two things. So one is you spoke
Mhm.
about what you started with. So I want you to tell me what is your routine like now? And so this was how many years ago?
This was, let's say end Jan to about April, May
Of 20
20. We're still
of
stuck in
20
2020.
of
See,
2020.
one of the reasons why I'm glad I didn't take weight training, and you get this. If I had chosen to go to the gym, I would have stalled because 4 months later the gyms were closed. We hit the peak of COVID.
Yeah.
Who knows what would have happened? I would have still been that fat guy begging you for advice. You know what I mean? I still do, but so I'm extremely glad I took the body weight at home option.
So you're saying begging you for advice, but you are the one giving us advice here. So the tables
Well,
have turned.
there are stable. So yeah, the routines now. Okay, so in about May is when obviously all the plank holes. I got my first push up. My squats are coming in. My ankle mobility got better. I could raise my arms straight up. I couldn't raise my arms straight up. And that's when Tejas came up to me and said, obviously, until then, the rules were simple. I just want to get my blood markers in check. So in about April, May, Tejas comes to me when I'm going home and said, Acha, looks like you're getting a six pack. Really? Here I am going by the window, checking out. Yeah, really, it works. Okay. And that's when I said, okay, let's give body weight exercise a try. So again, kept it simple. Um, Pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats, lunges, and that's it. What I did is I kept cranking up the volume. Obviously, you know what happens with push-ups. You do one, and very soon you end up doing 10, and then you're doing 30, 40 push-ups. It doesn't really matter. So what I did is I substituted up to reps. So let's say I would do 1,000 reps a day, mix and match in an hour, and that's what it is. So right now, my body weight exercise is simple. I have a mobility session in the morning. I have a workout session in the evening. Morning starts with either Energizer or Get Fit Week 1. I know you have brilliant videos, but I am still stuck in the past. I'm sorry. There is something about these two workouts and Saturday stillness. Maybe it's an emotional connect. I don't know. Saturday stillness to me is very special. I know, because when people think of, I've tried yoga workshops in the past. You go to a studio or even your older videos with Mind, Body, and Soul, where you're in a studio, it's calm, incense burning, it's quiet. And then you got Saturday stillness where you hear pots and pans and cars honking. Oh, yeah, that's my life. You don't need to be in a studio and quiet to do yoga. You can do it anywhere. you know,
I didn't even realize there were pots and pans and things at the
really,
back.
but I could play out that entire. I have it. I still go to it twice, thrice a week. I think that's what helped me with my mobility sessions. Those holes, they are very special. So it's always the energizer. If I do the energizer, I club it with the 5 Tibetan rites. Those exercises. But if it's a get fit, I do just that. And the reason being is, I don't know why, but I'm assuming it's because on the Get Fit Week 1, you have some sort of core exercise, kind of activate your gut, whereby in the Energizer, you don't get us to move the gut. That seems to wake me up better. Let's say 10-minute jump rope routine and a few push-ups and squats. So the morning is easy. In the evening, like I said, I do mostly jump ropes or rings.
Or you said, or rings.
Rings, yeah, gymnastic rings.
Gymnastic rings. You want to,
Yes.
okay. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next. I have to read out the next question.
Yes.
So, okay, so how important do you think food is when it comes to being healthy? Because we've spoken so much about workouts, but we haven't touched upon food. And I think a lot of people think, okay, let me just like keep working out for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and then they eat whatever they want to eat. So, one is how important is food for you when it came to reversing your health condition, and also what like what do you consume? Because I know food is a very debatable topic. It's not universal to everyone. Your food choices, my food choices are very different from each other. So, how important is it?
Very important. You are what you eat. The analogy I got from a friend was look at the fridge as your medicine cabinet. It's as simple as that, which is pretty smart when you think
Yeah,
about it.
that's cool.
Again, what I eat, like I said, I try to eat wholesome food. Um, right now, it's predominantly plant-based. Mind you, I didn't say vegan. I believe vegan and plant-based are two different things. I have a
Yeah.
colleague who's apparently vegan and he comes in with a leather jacket. No, you're not vegan. Okay, you are plant-based. Okay, obviously people don't get that. Obviously, as vegans, there's a lot of ethics and morals. It's more beyond food as vegans. Right now, I consume. I don't consume processed junk. So what I did was, you know, I had to eliminate what I call the evils. Okay, I know I don't have willpower. I know that I would still pick out on junk food. So what I did is I found out the common denominator, and I realized that sugar, gluten, and dairy were the kind of the common elements. Like I used to love cakes, I used to love pastries, I used to love pizza, and I just said, okay, if I go cold turkey on these, and I'm sure you could add eggs and maybe butter in it, but I chose these three. Said, okay,
The
if I
dairy comes,
eliminate,
butter comes within dairy, so that's taken care of.
correct, that's taken care of. So I just said, okay, let me see if I can quit these three and what happens. And funny enough, you know what I realized? My options are plenty. And this is where my wife comes on board. So I told her, listen, I don't want to eat these three. Can we move to a diet besides this? And it was on a Wednesday, I think. On Friday, she cooked up a traditional South Indian meal with chicken and all other stuff and laid it across the table. And there was a massive spread. I'm like, oh, okay. So I won't die hungry. So I have choices.
Yeah.
And that's how that's how I started. I try to keep, not necessarily because gluten is bad, or dairy is bad. I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm not gluten intolerant. It's just a conscious choice. I just took. So at the moment, I eat everything, but within limits. I don't demonize any food, or I'm not in this headspace where I say this is bad or this is good. We all know processed food, anything with a wrapper or a box isn't good for you. But everything else, wholesome food wise, be it eggs, be it fish, I eat all of
Okay. Um, I just thought of a question. So you were you detected with diabetes?
it. Oh, yes. I was, my HB1, which was 9.8, with having metformin 1000 mg 2 times a day. The next thing I had to do is switch over to insulin. That was my levels. Um, 9 months after nine, yeah, well, let's say about 10, 11 months after I moved into this new lifestyle, it went all the way down to 5.6 without medication. And now it's currently at 5.1.
And what is the normal range?
It is around 5.5,
Okay.
the
So
HB1.
so you managed to reverse it basically without.
Well, yes, so there is a bit of a debate with diabetes, as in some people say you can reverse it, some people say it's only a remission. That is, it's dormant and it could come back up if you change your lifestyle. But
Yeah.
I don't intend to change it anytime soon. I'm very happy where I am. So for now, yeah, if I am asked, so I go to a doctor, so I have fun now. I have a lot of medical tests because we do a lot of oil and gas projects. So doctors ask me, are you diabetic? I said, no. I take my blood test. I said, oh, you're a healthy little guy. And that's it. So nobody suspects. So I guess I'm good.
Okay. So, what are the changes you made in your diet in order to reach optimum health? I think we've already covered that question mostly. How do you
Yeah,
manage your fit?
changes. Yeah,
Hmm.
I like that question.
Hmm.
I'm glad you said changes in your diet and not what diet you chose. This is
Hmm.
very, very important. When people go on a diet, like when I am on a diet, the first thing people ask me, "Oh, you're on keto, huh?" No, what are you doing? Vegan, or are you on paleo? Are you on? No, I just eat everything. So it's just those mild tweaks in your diet that you need to do. Okay, and that's it. And I strongly believe you should count calories at least the first 2 3 months to get an idea of what it is that you're eating. Once you get that out of the way, I think you're good to go.
Hmm. Okay, I think a lot of people are so Prashant is part of this WhatsApp group that we have for the 12-week fitness program, and there are so many people messaging, constantly sharing pictures of what they're eating, what they're cooking, what workouts they're doing. I think there was something very interesting about how diets are frowned upon, or like if you start being more mindful about what you're eating, people are like, oh, so you're on a diet. Why? What's wrong with you? These are like things have to be wrong for you to be choosing the right thing, sadly, in this
Correct.
generation and this day and age. But it doesn't really always have to be that. But I think maybe when something goes wrong is when you realize, okay, I need to change something about myself. That is
Absolutely. Absolutely.
probably everybody's light bulb. Okay, so how do you manage your fitness regimen with a full-time job and two kids and living the perfect life?
um, right. So I work in construction. Okay. Now, in this part of the world, we start early. Okay. We usually at the office, the latest we are at the office is 7:30. Our work starts anytime between 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. 10 hours is the minimum we work. 12-hour shifts is not uncommon.
Wow.
Um, how I get about it is just to rope the family in. Okay, so therefore yesterday we went out. I came back and I sat on the sofa, and Tejas comes to me and says, "Acha, you're not exercising?" I'm like, "Hang on, I'm just relaxing." "Oh no, you should be exercising." You know what I mean? I guess once the family is on board, like when my wife started, I mean, you've seen obviously the wife's come on to the bandwagon. She's joined, and when everybody is health conscious, I guess it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Like I come in, say hello to the kids, I have a cup of tea, I go back into the room, let's say for half an hour, 40 minutes. Everybody knows, okay, he's having his time. Nobody bothers me. Same thing first thing in the morning. I get up, they don't mind the bit of jump rope sounds, they tolerate that. I'm assuming if you want to have a routine, you should have your family members buy it. They understand that it is important for you. Or maybe if you're lucky, they'll join in as well.
Yeah.
Okay, the busy excuse. I mean, I was busy, but I did this effective management course 3 years ago, and one of the exercises that they make you do is, we come a lot with this busy excuse. So they give you an Excel sheet where they divide your time from 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. in half an hour blocks. Okay, this is your sheet. Nobody gets to see it. All they want for you is to write what you have done in that half an hour, and do it for, let's say, 1 week, and very honestly assess it yourself. What have you been doing? Have you been spending time on social media? Have you been boiling time? Have you just been, just sitting and daydreaming? And you
Yeah.
find out that you will have at least an hour or two a day to spare. Again, it's all on priorities, right? For me, like I said, I had no choice. I had to make this work. So again, everybody's got their why, and this is what you believe in. I mean, there's nothing more to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Um, okay, one last question. What are the three top tips that you would like to give anybody who wants to start their fitness journey?
Three top tips. Okay, so if in hindsight, if I had to do it all over again, I would have sought help. Okay, um, in me, what I should have done is I should have gone in and done all my blood marker tests. I should have gone and done all my hormone levels, because obviously you can exercise all you want, you can eat as clean, but if your hormones are out of whack, there is no way you're getting results. More so for women. Okay, I know Sridevi had this issue with thyroid, and it took her a lot of effort to come out of it. So ideally, get your blood markers all the way down to your minerals, your vitamins, your vitamin D, your vitamin B12, get your insulin. Insulin, again, is an evil insulin. The more insulin you have, the more your carbs get stored as fat. Get this checked. Go to your doctor, see if you need treatment. Go to a nutritionist, go to a dietitian, do a body composition analysis. Get them to work out a diet around what you eat. Okay, don't it's okay to add a couple of vegan or plant-based diets, plant-based diets in your diet, but don't drastically switch, because if it's not sustainable, you will not do it.
Yeah.
If you've been eating roti and sabji and typical food all day, that's what you want to stick to. Get a nutritionist or a dietitian to do all the legwork for you. They know better. Okay, get your markers checked every 2 months, every 3 months, measure your progress, and then you will see results. I mean, don't get onto YouTube or don't get onto Google. I mean, you're bombarded with a lot of information.
Yeah.
You need to know. Like it's like the six pack. So what happened is, yes, I leaned out to 14% body fat. Okay. Rashmi, truth be told, I felt like crap. I wasn't feeling good at that body fat percentage. And that's when I realized that low body fat has a direct correlation with how your testosterone is processed. I happen to meet a lot of people who are in the bodybuilding scene. A couple of them are into strongman training as well. They do cutting, they have a cutting phase during competition time. And obviously they go down to much lower body fat percentages. And it's a common symptom. When you cut your body fat to such low extremes, you don't feel good. Okay, and then again, what's a six pack? Bragging rights. Seriously, on Instagram, get your clicks. I mean, it's not like my boss shouts at me any less because I have a six pack. I mean, I mean, as a matter of fact, he's fat. Rajesh sab nikal gaya kya? Okay, because he's fat. I mean, he shouts at me more. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's not about aesthetics. It's about chasing health. It's about staying lean, and that's what matters, quite simply.
So what was top 3 again? One is seek help.
Seek help. Second one, if you ask me, is don't waste time on cardio and starving yourself.
Yeah.
That is setting you up failure. I cannot emphasize this enough. People who do studies like running on the treadmill, going out for jogs, starving yourself, it messes up your metabolism. And the science behind it, Rashmi, is very simple. When you look at evolutionary hack, it's an evolutionary hack. We, by default, are born with a slow metabolism. There are the lucky few, but most of us are born with a slow metabolism. It's an evolutionary hack. I mean, going back 100,000 years ago, where food was a scarce resource, if you had a fast metabolism, you were done for, because we never found food that easy. We were hunter-gatherers. If you talk to your grandma, I know when I used to go back to my ancestral home, food was plenty, but choices were limited. It was mainly seasonal vegetables. We used to live by the seaside. So it was a lot of fish. Definitely not poultry. That was for special occasions only. Now it's all food. You're happy, let's eat. You're sad, let's eat. You broke up with someone, let's eat. My colleague broke his leg. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Let's go eat.
Or let's drink.
Food. Let's drink. It's all about food, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Your metabolism is still the same. You understand what I'm saying? Cardio and cardio. There's nothing wrong with cardio. Cardio has had a direct impact on my resting heart rate. My resting heart rate was in the high 80s. Now it's in the low 50s now. So cardio is good. But if you fall back on cardio to reduce weight, yes, you will. Okay, I'm saying reduce weight. You will lose fat. You will lose muscle. Okay, weight loss is fast. Fat loss is for the long term. You will lose fat. Your body gets efficient. Your metabolism slow down. You hit a plateau. Oh my God, I'm not losing weight. Let's cut calories. Let's do more cardio. Let's cut calories. Let's do more cardio. It gets to a stage where you're eating next to nothing. You're working on hours and hours, and then you don't see results.
Yeah.
So you need resistance training, and that's the thing. So don't fall back on cardio, and that's about it. And tip number 3, And this is where you come in. I know we talk about diet, we talk about exercise, but being healthy is about the mind, isn't it? What about the mind? I mean, if you're stressed out all day, you know, you don't sleep well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Breathe easy, spend time with your friends. Yeah, go out, hang
Have a
out,
smile
chill
on
out,
your face.
have a smile on a boat pose or not, smile. Oh, okay, it'll get over in half an hour, big deal. I'll get back to her in the comment section. Just take it easy. So that's it's that simple.
Yeah.
I wish I could make this whole journey a lot more complicated, but find time, assess your priorities, don't do anything drastic, seek help. It's wonderful people like you on YouTube. YouTube's and social media is a nasty place, but then we have people like you who genuinely want to help. You have changed someone. I mean, like I said, I'm 44. I'm throwing flips, for God's sake. I couldn't squat I mean, you get it. In 2 years' time, you have made me do so much. I know there is consistency there, hard work there, of course. I mean, that it goes without saying. But then don't do anything drastic in your life. Don't follow the fad diets. It's not sustainable. Work around what you got and leave it at that. It's that simple.
Very, very sound advice. I also got into something like this before when was just out of college. I was on this mission that, I wanted to lose weight. It was not like I was fat or anything, but I was like, oh, I want to get skinny because that was like the in thing, the size
In
zero.
thing.
So,
Correct.
I used to work out like 4 hours a day, ate close to nothing, lost a
Wow.
lot of weight, lost a lot of hair, was not as energetic as I should have been. Like, and I don't think I was happy also. I don't know, this was many, many years ago. But definitely something that was not sustainable because how can you do something that's sustainable and that will last you a lifetime is something now that I very consciously choose. Be it eating plant-based, be it working out, whatever I can do forever. Whether I'm 80, whether I'm 50, whether I'm 40, doesn't matter. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It is
Okay.
like I said, part of the journey. You get injuries, you hurt yourself. Don't big deal, don't fret about it. Like I said, I hurt my shoulder. Let's concentrate on lower body exercises.
Yeah.
Take it easy. A day or two won't kill anybody.
Yeah. Okay, there is one question for you. Please share details of effective management course, please. Ashwin Jaygopal is asking.
Okay, it's a company-based training where they teach you to be an effective manager. It's no different from okay, I hope nobody in my company gets to see it, but it's no different from the BS you read on self-help books. Okay. Okay, not like it made me any better, but I got to travel to Dubai and chill out for 4 days, so that was the outcome out of it. But what I did get out of it, and I still go back to it every 4 months, is this time block. Like I said, Rashmi, you need to be honest to yourself. Okay, if I am busy, yeah, okay, I'm busy, but write it down, look at it. If I've been wasting time looking at cat videos on YouTube, I am wasting time. Okay. You need to know this. Okay, can I do, if you could also figure out something, oh, you know what, I'm spending 2 hours on my commute. Okay, what can you do in that time? How can I make that better? Oh, you know what, the housework's taking a lot of my time. You need to know what you're busy with as opposed to saying I am busy, and that's all it does. It's just a paradigm shift, and that's all you're trying to do. When you can do it, so we can write it down. You can make an Excel sheet, divide your time in half an hour blocks, and just write it down. That's what helped me out.
And I know that you write down every single workout that you do. You also write
Yes.
the food that you eat. You maintain a calendar of sorts on all of this.
Yes, so what I do is every evening before I go to bed, I write down the work for next day, my workouts. um, and I write down how well I slept, how I feel, and most importantly, about how I feel and what I eat. When I go back in, it's like, okay, I have a structured program for me. And when I don't do those workouts, I kind of, yeah, I miss it once, okay, second time, okay, third day, I'm like, you know what, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not being honest. It's trying to make me feel bad. That's all I'm trying to do, and keep a log.
So you're basically planning for the next day. When you write down
Yes.
your log, you plan for what you're supposed to do tomorrow, everything that you're supposed to achieve. and you write how you feel in that moment,
Yes,
right?
I feel okay. How well I slept. I rate my sleep. And then I have my morning workouts, mobility sessions, and in the evening, and I find out how long my workouts take. So I know in the morning, my workouts do not exceed 25 minutes. In the evening, it's about 30 to 45.
Okay.
And that's what I do.
Wow, and with all that, with just 25 minutes in the morning and 35 minutes in the evening, our man here has got his fancy six pack.
I wish, like I said, I am so sorry. I know I don't know if I would earn any brownie points for making it sound complicated. But no, I'm just a regular guy with a young family. You know how it is with when you have kids at home. If I go home and son or the daughter says I want to go out, that's what they get. I go out. But I come back in no matter 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I bang that workout in and go to sleep.
Oh, wow.
Now, but the only thing I've realized is I don't do a lot of volume workouts late night because it messes up my sleep. So let's say if I were to do 1,000 rep session, or if I were to do a jump rope session, I would switch to a heavier rope and do 15 minutes as opposed to a light rope and do a longer session. So that I what happens is I feel so energized. I mean, imagine doing one of your 1 hour sessions at night. I wouldn't
Yes.
sleep for 2 days, man. Um, so that's what I've learned. I try to keep
At
the
least,
intense
at
workout.
least it'll be deep, peaceful sleep because there's yoga nidra at the end of it.
I'm like, yeah. So that's what it is.
Nice. Okay, I have no more questions for you. I don't think the audience has asked too many questions either. So I think
Very
we
good.
can wrap up now, and I will not keep you waiting, and you can go home and be with the kids. And
Sure, it's a big right.
if they wish to go out with you, then you will have to take them out and skip your workout. But I
It's
think you
a.
also had to miss your workout today because I think you leave to go home much earlier, right?
I leave, let's say, usually by 5:30. I leave for home.
Okay.
So it's a lot easier to do it in the office than all the crazy kids come at home and then I'm screaming, "Hi, how are you?" Anyway.
Maybe next time we do this, we'll have the kids in. It'll be
Oh yeah, that would be a lot
nice
of
for
fun.
everyone to see them. Cool. Thank you so
Hello,
much,
thank
Prashant,
you.
for joining in, for sharing your experience. It's been amazing. Thank you. And I'm sure so many people are going to benefit from this because I think a lot of people, I get a lot of comments from people who say, I am 40. I've never worked out. What do I do? I don't know where to start. Is it too late? Or I have so and so issues. The doctor has said this one is saying this, that one said this. I don't know what to do. So, one is people don't know what to do. Second is people think age is a barrier and they think that, I'm so old now. How can I start now? But I wanted you to come here because I wanted people to know that there is someone who has a full-time job, has two kids, has been overweight, has managed to reverse his disease, and has managed to do everything, still managing everything else around him. And it's very inspiring. And it's really amazing to see someone really thriving, and it's great that you're able to help so many people. Like on the WhatsApp group also, so many people keep asking questions about, what should I do? How do I do all of that? And it's nice that you're so kind and helpful with all of your experiences, sharing it with everyone. So thank you so much,
It's okay. Just keep an open mind, and then we're fine. Don't worry. And thank you for being there. I owe it to you. I know I say thank you a lot, but I just can't say enough. Um, if I hadn't got myself, if I couldn't move my body, don't think I would have done what I do now. So thank you so much. And yeah,
Thank you.
big
The
fan.
pleasure is all mine. Cool. Thank
Cheers.
you, everybody, for joining us for this live stream. And somebody says, there are some questions. Oh my God, Prashant. Okay, we'll take a couple of questions.
Sure, take your
Um,
time.
Inspiring. Thanks for organizing this. What are your views on continuous metabolic fitness trackers?
Okay, off the charts, like I don't know, metabolic trackers now. The best one that we have, and I know of, okay, sadly they do not ship to Qatar, is a brand called Whoop. In the end, they're inaccurate, but if what we're trying to look like, it's like using the bathroom scale for body fat percentages. And the same thing works for calorie trackers. What you're looking for is not the reading per se, it's the trend. Like my fitness track, my bathroom scale, which I've had for 2.5 years, said I started at 32%. and brought me down to 14%. Okay, now is 14% accurate? I don't know. Was 30% accurate to start with? I don't know. But what I do know was there was a downward trend. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, I slowly started putting weight back up, and now I've kind of stabilized at 18. It couldn't be 18, it could be 20, it could be 21. Who knows? Who cares? So yeah, it's just a ballpark number. End of the day, it's about how you feel. Okay, and if you're talking from a weight loss perspective, my go-to methodology would be physical measurements. Okay, not fitness trackers or not the scale, because you could have had a bit more water, bit more sodium, bit more carbs, and your weight would have gone up by 1 kg. So yes, use it as an indicator, as a ballpark number, and that's about it.
Okay. Fasting sugar is 103 and 107 post. Is it too much?
It's 107 post is all right, but 103. Yeah, what we need to know is 107, right? Now, they say the limit for you to be a diabetic or not is 120. But again, when I've spoken to a couple of good diabetologists, they say this number has been elevated to keep up with the current trends. A more accurate number would be 80. So if you're below 100, that is good. If you're below 120 after, post meal, that is also good. But a more accurate measurement would be the HB1AC readings. One of the things I want to experiment with is the continuous glucose monitor. You must have seen the little patch that kind of gives you a 24-hour count.
Yeah.
That is what would help. That would be very helpful, because that would keep a track on what you eat, what spikes your blood sugar, what not. So yeah, I would say you're borderline, and I think it's time you step up and do something.
So you haven't tried that yet, the continuous glucose
No, no. That is one of the things I need to do. When I know there's a company in Bangalore that you get it from. When I come down in July, I intend to get one.
Okay. Nice. No, my cousin tried that, and I think he tried it on for 2 weeks. But I think you also so closely monitor it. I think your whole life becomes about monitoring that glucose monitor. You stop doing everything else.
See, that's a problem with fitness trackers too. You're so obsessed with the step. I mean, the other day I hit 6,800. I went back out to walk 200 more so that I hit 7,000. I'm stupid. Like 200 steps makes a difference. Come on, But like I said, the whole idea is, you think you are in check. There are certain foods that spike your blood sugar, and that's what you want to be careful about. We know that, like my oatmeal, I eat it with 2 bananas by itself, spike my sugar, but I know when I beat it with oats, obviously because of the high fiber, my sugar doesn't, or my insulin doesn't spike too high. So that's all you need to know.
Okay, I'm just going to check if there are any more questions. Vasanti says, hi, thanks for the info. See, I'm telling you, people are so inspired listening to this story. It's great. It's so nice that you have shared it with all of us.
I wish you all the same.
Prashanth is going to have many fans at the end of this, and you're going to have to respond to all of them with your funny comments.
I'm done with funny comments. I get hit by a co-workout every week now. No. I've learned my lesson. You read my comments. You're this is so funny. I will see him later. I'll show him next
100
week.
board pulse is coming away.
100 board pulse. No. Yes, I haven't commented for the last 3-4 weeks, as you know. No.
Cool. Thank you everyone for joining in. If you missed the beginning of this, you must start from the top, because Prashanth has given a lot of information and great detail about everything that he has done to get to an optimal level of health. So thank you again, Prashanth, for joining us. And hopefully I will see you when you're here in July.
See you, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining.
All
Bye.
the best to you, Malay, Rocky. What was his name? Rocky,
Rowdy.
Ro,
Rowdy is my
Rowdy,
sister's
Rowdy.
dog. Roo.
I've seen him on the mat. He's your dog. The 3 chicks, the Bulbul mummy, the Bulbul daddy. Who else?
I hope
Stinky.
everyone knows. See, the thing is, Prashant, I don't know everyone follows me on Instagram also for them to know who are these bulbuls. So I'll just give them a little bit of context. There is a bird who has built a nest inside my house, and the little babies came out of the eggs yesterday. So it's amazing to be witness to that. So I was just actually telling Malay, I said, we are We have three birds, three little baby birds, two parents because the mummy and daddy bird keep coming. So there's five birds, two of us and one dog living in the house. The animals are outnumbering the human beings in this house. So,
Anyway,
uh, yeah, everybody is just saying thank you. Thanks, Prashant says RD, great inputs. It was very informative. Thank you. Yeah,
thank you
nice.
so
So yeah,
much.
thank you so much, Prashant. Thank you for joining. I will let Rowdy know. I will let Prue know. Stinky the cat, who's not my cat but destroyed my mat on, during one of the
Uh,
shows.
King Arthur, say hi.
King Arthur. King Arthur is my friend's three-legged tripod dog. Yeah, my friend will
Yes.
be very happy to know that Arthur got a mention on the live stream.
Oh, yes. They're all family. We know them well.
Cool. Thanks, Prashant. Thank you everyone for
Take care.
joining in, and we'll do a lot